Hey, this is Pancho the Taco for the first week one college football predictions. Well, technically, the week of college football has already started with Texas A&M romping South Carolina, and we'll get to that one, and Ole Miss defeating Boise State after a slow start. So I'm gonna predict the top five games of the weekend and their scores, and I'm also going to pick the player of the week. So, going on to our first game, Auburn versus Arkansas. Arkansas is rebuilding, and they are under Brett Bielema, and they're looking for a better sophomore season with him as the coach. And I think they're going to do pretty well against Auburn. Auburn, of course, is coming off that runner-up championship season, and they're not going to have a cakewalk in this one. I think it's going to go. I think at the end of the third quarter, it's going to either be a narrow Auburn lead or tie game, and maybe possibly an Arkansas lead. But I think the final score is going to be Auburn. Auburn, they're just gonna bruise them at the end with their up tempo offense. It's gonna be too much in the end, and Cameron Artis Payne is gonna run for a game clinching touchdown. So I think the final score is gonna be 34, Auburn 34 and Arkansas 20. So then, sorry, man. So the next game is West Virginia and Alabama, and I think this game is going to map last year's Alabama's opener against Virginia Tech, where they had great defense. Their offense was shaky though, and I think in this game it's gonna at halftime it's gonna be like a 10-6 game, and Alabama's fans are gonna start to get worried. But I think their defense is gonna come up in the second half with a pick six or a big turnover at the beginning, and it's just gonna coast them to victory. And I think it's gonna be final score is gonna be Alabama 27, West Virginia 10. Alabama's offense is gonna struggle, but T.J. Yeldon's gonna have a good game, and Henry is too. So next game, this game was the game of the week last year, and this year should be as good. I mean, the teams don't have the star quarterback potential that they did last year, and Aaron Murray and Boyd, Tosh Boyd, Brent Fart right there. But Georgia and Clemson, this time it'll be at Georgia, and I think that's going to be the main difference. Last year it was at Clemson, and that changed a lot. It ended up being a 3-point game, I think. And I think this game's going to go Georgia 31, Clemson 28. I know Clemson wants to get on the right track, and both of them have new quarterbacks and Heisman candidates. I mean, Vic Beasley's an outsider, and of course Todd Gurley. And two quarterbacks, Hudson with the T, Mason, and Cody Strouts, two senior quarterbacks that may shine. But I think Georgia 31, Clemson 28. Next game is going to be a very important game, probably the most important of the weekend of the playoff race, because if Wisconsin defeats LSU, they have clear coasting, except for maybe Nebraska and Iowa. Maybe tough pitfalls, but yeah, they should have clear coasting to the Big Ten championship game if they win this game in a hostile environment in Houston. Well, not necessarily a hostile environment, but Houston's closer to Baton Rouge than Madison. And this game's going to be interesting because the two best rushing attacks in the country, and I think it's going to be played that way. And I think LSU's offense is going to the rushing offense is going to come up in the end, and they don't know who they're going to start. Jennings, Harris, whichever one they do, I don't think they're going to make a huge impact unless there's like a pick six. But I think McGee and Fournette and Hilliard are going to just wear out Melvin Gordon. Well, the Wisconsin defense, and LSU's just has too much depth on their defense for Melvin Gordon to really wear out LSU's defense. So yeah, it's whoever has the best D line, and I think that's points to the Tigers. So number one game of the weekend, game day is going to be there. Defending champs versus Oklahoma State, almost Big 12 champs. So if Florida State thinks they're going to have a cakewalk in this game, I think they're in for a surprise. I think Oklahoma State's going to come out there ready to play, and I think Florida they're going to hang with Florida State. Florida State's going to jump off to a lead, but Oklahoma State's going to hang with them with J.W. Walsh, and I know the defense is good for Florida State, and they have Jameis Winston coming back, but I think the final score is going to be FSU 45 and Oklahoma State 31, and it's gonna be a close win for Florida State, but it's not gonna be an easy game for Florida State to win. My player of the week, of course, there's not really. I mean, it's kind of cheating for this one, but Kenny Hill, he's already played his game, and I think there's gonna be no one else who's gonna end up this week doing what he did against South Carolina. I mean, it was just amazing, and I don't think anyone's gonna get to his caliber of what he did against South Carolina this week. And I mean, it's truth. It's kind of cheating to predict this guy's player of the week, even though he already played his game. But hey, whatever. So thanks. Leave comments and rate and like and subscribe. First video.